This is TB Talks and BS Walks. Join the conversation or the BS. Here are the masterminds behind the microphone, Tyler and Brian.
But one of the new things that we're going to bring to the show is Brian's Moment. And we are going to get into that about now. It's got to be a shorter podcast today due to timing because I procrastinated and didn't log on to the call until late. And I've got some things I have to do. However, Brian's Moment is going to be a new subject matter towards the end of the show where he covers some game reviews and things of that nature. And I'll let you tell him more about it, man.
Okay, yeah, Brian's Moment is going to be covering, new TV shows, new games, new things of that nature. Just kind of give you my expectations of the games or TV shows. Some of them may already be existent. Some of them are new. Like today, I'm this week, planning on covering Anthem, which is going to be out on the Xbox One X. Now, I know you've pre-ordered your Xbox One X, but are you planning on Anthem as one of your first games?
I haven't really read up on Anthem. I couldn't even tell you what it's about, to be honest with you.
Okay. Well, Anthem is being made by Bioware. They're the same group that made Mass Effect, and though that may make some people cringe, to be honest, their first 3 Mass Effect games have been some of my favorite games, storyline-wise. And their kind of failure on this last Mass Effect Andromeda, though it was an enjoyable game, they've kind of gotten rid of that installation that worked on Mass Effect. So BioWare, I think it's Canada, Montreal, I do believe, is no longer existent. So they're not working on Mass Effect as of right now. They have moved on to Anthem. Now, Anthem is a game where you play as a character who goes into these suits called javelins, and you have about 3 different types that you can choose from. It's almost a Destiny type situation, but a lot more open. As long as they keep to their E3, this is my problem with E3. They always show awesome games, but then the game comes out and it's nowhere near the graphic quality or the content that they showed in E3. This one I'm hopeful though. Being that it's on the Xbox One X and everybody's, hyped up about the Xbox One X, it's 4K resolution, it's got all this memory and teraflops, and you can go on and on about the Xbox One X. But if they keep to their E3 reveal, the game is going to be graphically pleasing. The storyline kind of keeps your attention. You're trying to, from what I could tell from the trailer, I'm trying to figure out what they're doing. It seems to be not like a post-apocalyptic. It seems to be a different planet, and them just trying to survive the elements, and the elements can be extremely deadly. So it looks like a very interesting game. There's a lot of land traversal. The javelins let you do all kinds of things, such as traverse underwater. You can keep in sustained flight for long periods of time. There's random natural disaster storms that just happen, and you can fly into them and discover different unlocks and treasures and abilities. So it looks like a very interesting game. And my initial, as far as Brian's Moment, his rating on this game at the moment is about an 8 out of 10. I'm really looking forward to this.
Do you have a release date?
I do not. They do not have a release date as of yet. Their E3 reveal was a big thing. It's rumored to be a Xbox One X exclusive release. Like when the Xbox One X comes out, this one's coming out with it. So I'm trying to keep my eye on
November 7th.
Yeah.
Then that would be November 7th.
There's not been a confirmation yet. I don't know if they're going to try and surprise people. Like I said, it was rumored to be released the same day as Xbox One X. So I'm just waiting for confirmation.
I haven't checked out any new games other than Call of Duty World War II. I've been knee deep in the beta. Did you get a chance to play?
I have not.
Man, the World War II beta was pretty awesome. Just finished the second weekend of the private beta, and I was able to pre-order and get a code. And I will tell you, I gave up on the Call of Duty franchise after Black Ops when they started going futuristic.
As most people did.
Yeah, it just wasn't my thing. However, I was very, very pleased. I'd like to tie this in with your game review, if you don't mind. Kind of my thoughts and opinions on it after playing all weekend. It is definitely a return to boots on the ground combat, which means no exosuits, no red dot scopes, things of that nature. Which is, I originally bought an Xbox 360 for Call of Duty 2. If you remember Call of Duty 2, it was World War II, it was boots on the ground. So World War II, in my opinion, was not designed and created for a fresh new feeling, but it was, better yet, an attempt to reset the clock back to the very roots of Call of Duty. It definitely has that classic fast-paced action. The kill streaks were toned back a lot. They were merely a useful bonus instead of a game-altering super move that the last few entries have produced. There was not a lot of customization options, however, because it's a beta.
Yeah.
I just assumed that that was the reason why, they didn't want to reveal too much. But it gives you a good tease as to what's to come, in my opinion, compared to the last previous Call of Duty entries. The game seems fairer, less intimidating, and more classic Call of Duty gameplay. I play a lot of Battlefield, as those are probably my favorite first-person shooter games, and I was able to compare the look of Call of Duty World War II to Battlefield 1. SledgeHammer seems to have opened their eyes to realize that Battlefield is a huge contender in the first-person shooter genre, and I think they're trying to combat that. They're doing so by, just as every other game company does, copy each other's good ideas and try to enhance them or make them their own. The Zombies trailer looked pretty sick. They didn't get to see any zombie play in the beta. It was all multiplayer, but if you haven't got a chance to check out the Zombies teaser, you should definitely check it out. I would recommend not watching it by yourself.
Don't need another fear moment, huh?
If you know what I mean. If I had to give World War II a review, I'd say it's a solid 7 out of 10. It was a fun and refreshing experience, more like the good old days. So I'm excited to see them going back to that. If you guys played the beta, drop us a comment in the comment section. Tell me what you thought. Did you like it? Did you not like it? What were some of the things in the beta that they could have improved on? What were some of the things that you liked? And overall, if you plan to pick it up, give us a comment in the comment section. But I just wanted to throw that in there while I was thinking about it.
I've always been a Battlefield fan. Battlefield 1942 was the first game I played on PC. It was one of my favorite games, so I kind of followed Battlefield until I got modern. I kind of lost interest for the longest time, and then they came out with Battlefield 1, which I thought was going to be, kind of a refresh and update of Battlefield 1942. Even though 1942 was, World War II. Anyway, besides that.
Okay, let's cut through all the BS. You talked all of us into buying Battlefield 1 because you were so excited about that game, and then you don't play it. You don't play it anymore.
It's nothing like what I thought it was going to be. I didn't get a chance to play the beta of that one either. I was hyped up by friends who told me it was going to be like 1942, and I jumped in thinking it was going to be like 1942, and it just isn't. With the Battlefield franchise, when it first started, there were just little things. I mean, it's little things that bother me, but it was the little things that made it so enjoyable. When you started in a map, the areas you controlled had vehicles and weapons available like they do now, but they were on the field. Like, you could just run up to a vehicle, jump in, drive it, and go. Like, I drove transport vehicles in 1942 for my fellow players. So we'd run to the transport vehicle, 8 of them would jump in the back, and I'd drive that thing, and we'd go to our first drop location. So that, there was that kind of feel of, if the vehicle's on the field, I can grab it and go. And they took that away for Battlefield to where you have to, you select it at the beginning, and then you kind of roll in automatically. And that bothered me a little bit. But then there were the glitches that just got to me, and I just could not do it anymore. As excited as I was, being told it was going to be like 1942 and everything, you know me, I get hyped up about a game, and I can be very convincing. And then I get in there, and I'm like, this is crap, guys. I can't play this. It's stupid. I don't want to play this anymore.
You mean you mean the glitch where the bullet goes through mountains?
Oh yeah, that's a beautiful glitch. That's a great glitch. Nothing makes your day more than running behind a mountain and you get shot, and then it shows the silhouette of the person who shot you on the other side of the mountain, not anywhere near or visible to your location. It's like you just randomly shot and somehow it curved around the mountain and hit you square in the face.
You got more hit markers than anybody I know and never killed anybody.
Well, that's a compliment, because I don't believe my accuracy is that that good. But that was frustrating, unloading an entire clip into somebody and then just turn around and hit me with a shovel, and I immediately die even though I'm at full health. So that was frustrating. Well,
so what kind of TV shows are you watching right now? Let's get on that real quick.
TV shows, let's see. To be honest, I took a break from TV shows, went on YouTube, and I found a group of guys who are into animation, voiceovers, video games, and they kind of do it all. And most of you who are watching this on YouTube probably already know of their existence. They have a pretty huge following. They're called Neebs Gaming. They have almost movie quality gameplay. They have Subnautica, they have Grand Theft Auto 5, they have Ark Survival Evolved, they have animation stuff that they've done, they have the Duralius and Associates that they do. I mean, these guys they're funny, they're relevant. They just do a lot of different stuff. They have some where they're playing the game and just talking to each other, and then they have some, like with the Rockstar editor that came out, they went through and basically made it a movie. Like, each character is an actual character in the GTA universe that just does crazy stuff. So that's what I've kind of gone to. With the loss of my family, these guys have really kind of kept my humor in check and, kind of made the passing a little easier to deal with.
Let's hope they don't butcher that, man. Any movie that I've ever seen that was based off of a video game was terrible.
Well, this is using the game itself. So they're making the movie as they play, so it's done through several episodes. So you get like a 30-minute episode of them playing GTA 5, but as characters in the GTA universe.
Oh, I'm following you now. Okay, so it's not like an actual movie based on Grand Theft Auto 5. It's just a movie of them playing Grand Theft Auto in character. Okay. I'm following you now. I've seen so many movies that were based off video games. Do you remember the old Super Mario movie?
Not.
It was. What was another one?
I say that, but I got to be honest. I have that movie. I have it.
So you're a closet fan,
basically,
is what you're saying.
John Leguizamo. At the time, I was a Leguizamo fan, so, Spawn, Mario. Gosh, I even had Moulin Rouge, okay?
Who plays Mario in that movie?
I don't remember his name. Like, he was a professional wrestler, though. No, not that. I'm sorry, that was the Mario TV show. No, in the movie, it was... Gosh, what is his name? I know his name, and now I can't think of it. Ah, crap. Do you remember? I don't remember.
Was it?
Oh, crap.
Was a little bit of short guy? A little bit of short guy?
It was a little bit of... he wasn't that short, but yeah, he was pretty short. Hold on, let me see. Yeah, I'm doing the same thing.
Give me a second. I'm going to Google that.
Doing the same thing. Might as well. Let's see. Bob Hoskins? Yeah.
Okay, he was the guy... Bob Hoskins was the guy that played Smee in Hook.
Yes. And that's another good movie. That's another great movie.
I always thought Danny DeVito should have been cast as Mario.
Is he even Italian? I can't tell.
I
can't tell.
His last name's DeVito. What do you think?
Guess he could be. I don't know. I spent the last 2 days calling Kim Jong-un a weird-headed Muppet, so, my descriptions of people aren't exactly the best to go off of.
I mean, it doesn't get any more Italian than DeVito.
I don't know.
Have you seen all the? I think you kind of hit on it earlier in the last episode or two. Netflix is really, I think they cut a pretty big deal with Marvel, and they've got all these the Marvel TV series that they've got on Netflix now. Have you kept up with those?
To the entire Defenders, the new show that came out, the Defenders, and it was good. I would say out of all of the Marvel characters they have out right now that have their own shows, I liked Luke Cage, although it seemed a little, I don't know how to put it politically correct, like a racist. Seemed a little racist against white people, but it not too terribly bad. So it was pretty good. I liked Daredevil. I'm still working my way through Daredevil right now. It just seems to be like a long one. Iron Fist I thought was good, although a lot of people complain it doesn't follow the comics that much. I still thought it was pretty good. Out of all of them, Jessica Jones, though, you can only be a passive alcoholic for so long before it gets annoying. I think I said that before. You can only be a passive alcoholic for so long before it gets annoying. Like, she grew on me by the end of the Defenders, but when I first was introduced to her, she annoyed the living daylights out of me.
Well, I mean, you annoy the daylights out of me on any given day, so I feel her pain.
You choose to accept it, so I don't feel sorry for you.
You see, folks, this is the kind of friendship that we have. This is you're getting you're getting it firsthand right here. Brian, you know what time it is? It is that time. Time flies when you're having fun, man. I think that's all we got for today.
Yes, sir.
I did want to remind you guys again, be sure to tune in. Next week, hopefully, is when we're planning. It is possible it could be the week after, just depending on how Brian's travel schedule goes. Said he is coming down my way here pretty soon. But we do plan on doing a live video cast. If you weren't listening at the beginning of the show, we're going to do it here at a local business here in town where I live. And we're going to have Lyle Strickland on the show, who is a local celebrity here. He's a fantastic singer-songwriter. And he is going to talk to us, as I said, about the music career and his post-music career, what he's doing now. He has kind of put music full-time anyways on the back burner and started a business. And so that's where we're going to be at, and we're actually going to talk about that. And he's going to give us all the ins and outs and things of that nature. It's going to be a good time. And not to mention, I mean, you get to look at mine and Brian's ugly mug and see why that we chose to do an audio-only podcast.
Exactly. That's why my face isn't on Twitch.
No, but your face is on Twitch. I've seen it on Twitch before. I think you kind of stopped doing it, but your face was on Twitch, because I've seen it.
This is true, but I got more followers when I took my face off. Which is another good movie. Face Off.
Well, if you want to give yourself a shameless plug, I'll help you out there. Is the Twitch channel active still?
No, I'm still having issues with my PC, actually, so it might be on hiatus until I receive my new PC, which will be a chore to do when I get back from the trip. But as of right now, my Twitch is kind of on pause.
Well, I guess whenever that gets back up and running, let us know. And that way we can put the link down there in the description box, and they can check that out also.
All right.
I know that you host a few streamers as well.
Oh, yeah.
But we're out of time. That's all we got for today. Brian, have safe travels, man. I know you're coming this way, and have safe travels. And I'll be seeing you soon.
Yes, sir. All right. Well, that being the end, we're going to say goodbye. This is TB Talks, BS Walks, TBBSC, and we will see you all in the next one.